Welcome back to my Atlanta garden, curious hydrangea people. I'm guessing that if you clicked on this video, it means that you're also a lover of hydrangeas and probably skeptical of marketing material around newer hydrangea varieties. And that means you're my people because I am the exact same way. I've received a few requests to give another update on the Flowerful hydrangea and the Eclipse hydrangea. I planted these hydrangeas 2 years ago. Last year I did an update video on how they're growing. And by request, here is a year 2 update on how my 2 first edition hydrangeas are growing, FlowerFull and Eclipse. So I'm going to start off right here with FlowerFull because she's full of flowers. As you can see, the FlowerFull hydrangeas are absolutely stunning. We've had multiple days of rain and they are still as upright and vibrant as ever. This is a very long blooming hydrangea because not only are there just one flush of blooms, but you can see this is a more aged bloom. This right here is a newer bloom. It'll put out the first flush of bloom and then there are more blooms coming up behind it. And the flower heads are absolutely beautiful. I'm not sure if they're as massive as an Incrediball. I do have some Incrediballs growing up front, so I'll grab some of those flowers and we can compare really quickly. But what it might not have in bloom size, it makes up in flower power. This has been an absolutely amazing performer. I would say from the first year I had it in the ground, this was easily one of my favorite hydrangeas because this does bloom on new wood. And we have had multiple years of late frosts, and you know me, I'm pretty lazy in the garden, and what gets planted has to survive on its own. So I don't like covering or babying any hydrangeas. I don't want to turn my garden into a ghost garden in early spring. I'm not a coverer, so I extra appreciate hydrangeas that bloom on new wood and still look beautiful even if we've had weird early spring, winter weather events. One of my absolute favorites. I'm going to be very lame and count how many blooms are on this because I feel like it's an impressive number. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Still a new bud coming up. 51, 52, 53, 54. 54 flowers on one hydrangea. I don't normally count hydrangeas, so I'm not sure what I'm comparing it to, but that seems like a lot of flowers. I appreciate how low maintenance this hydrangea is. Super strong stems mean that the flowers don't flop. It blooms on new wood, which means you will get flowers that year no matter what. And there are multiple flushes of blooms and buds, which means you get flower power for a long time. So truly an all-around standout hydrangea. I think the only negative thing I might have to say about this is that the spent flowers will get this dark green color, which I think is stunning, but then they transition to more of a tan brown pretty quickly. So once it's in that stage, that's where I deadhead. There are other hydrangeas in my garden, like an oak leaf hydrangea, that will fade to a pink. And I just think that transition is more beautiful. But that's truly, I'm like searching for something negative to say about this hydrangea. It takes a lot of restraint for me to just not want to plant this everywhere because I really, really, really love this hydrangea. I know it's not really fair to compare hydrangeas, but I feel like a lot of people grow Incrediball. So I wanted to show what Incrediball looks like as a comparison to the Flowerful. These Incrediball hydrangeas I planted from 1 gallon maybe, I think 3 years ago. So these are a little bit more mature. I do see some more drooping on Incrediball than I do Flowerful. It's not that there's nothing that's upright, but there definitely is a lot more branches laying horizontal on the Incrediball than the Flowerful. But if I'm comparing the size of the Incrediball hydrangea flowers to the Flowerful hydrangeas, I do think let me pull it, that there may be some bigger bloom heads on the Incrediball than the Flowerful. So maybe the stem strength is similar, but these blooms are face-sized. So let's go confirm. While I'm walking over there, I'll do a side-by-side of the Incrediball hydrangea and what it looks like after a week's worth of storms, and the Flowerful hydrangea and what that looks like after a week's worth of storms. All right, which are bigger? You know, yeah, I think there are a few of the flowers that are as large as the Incrediball, but I think for the most part, the majority of the flowers on Flowerful are slightly smaller than the Incrediball blooms. I don't know if it's stem strength or it's just that the flowers are that much bigger. So I feel like if I was growing flowers to bring inside and I didn't mind staking things, I might prefer Incrediball. But for a landscape shrub that you can plant, forget, it's just going to do amazing, won't need staking, won't flop over. I'm a Flowerful girl. So I started with Flowerful because honestly, it's just stunning and it's so easy to film. My Eclipse Hydrangea is still a little puny, but I'm going to show you what it looks like after year 2. The Eclipse Hydrangeas are this way in a shadier spot in the garden because they are Macrophylla hydrangeas. Macrophylla, if you want them to be happy, you need morning sun, afternoon shade. My Flowerful hydrangeas are in some afternoon sun, and with supplemental water, they are still absolutely stunning and thriving. But macrophyllas definitely need a shady spot. And the newest macrophylla hydrangeas that I planted are these Dream Cloud hydrangeas. And somehow I've become a white hydrangea girl. But my gosh, these have impressed me so much. I just got them in the ground maybe a few weeks ago, and they are absolutely putting on a show and growing so well. The blooms that are aging have this touch of pink to them before they go brown, but now it's putting out new buds on top of the gorgeous flower show that happened before. So I know it's only been a month or so, and the real test is going to see how they bloom next year, because these are a hybrid Macrophylla hydrangea blooming on old wood or new wood. So I want to see how they do after a winter, but maybe I'm jinxing them. These are quickly becoming one of my favorite hydrangeas. Sorry about the tangent. I'm not going to stop at any other hydrangeas and tell you how they're growing. Let me actually show you the Eclipse hydrangea and how it's growing on year 2. Really this time. I think you know why we started with the other hydrangea first. Here is my Eclipse hydrangea. Yes, this is 2 years of growth, but also it's probably my fault. What had happened was I planted this in the path of where my dog protects our home from squirrels, and she takes this job very seriously. So unfortunately, this hydrangea has been bulldozed and had branches snapped off a few times. So it's not very fair. I keep saying I'm going to put stakes around this hydrangea so I could see how it actually grows. But this is taking on a lot of water from the rain, and so it is a little bit floppy. I will say that these branches are not as strong yet as other Macrophylla hydrangea branches. They are a bit wimpier. Here, I can show you. I think if I was to be a good hydrangea mommy, I would stake a few of these branches more upright. That would help protect this hydrangea from my dog and also give it the best chance to establish a nice shape. But as you can see, it doesn't mind growing horizontally, almost a bit like a weeping hydrangea in my garden for some reason. This does get a little bit more shade than I think it will prefer, but I think this still gets about 3 hours of sunlight here, 3 hours of morning sunlight. So I'm not sure that it's really the lighting conditions that are affecting the stem strength of this hydrangea. But I want to call it out to be fair, because I don't want to blame the hydrangea for something that I messed up. What else can we say about this hydrangea? It's still a work in progress. So this is one that I don't regret planting. I really love, and I can't wait for this hydrangea to be a more mature plant, because one of my favorite combinations in the garden are dark purple and chartreuse, and I have these beautiful limey hostas here, and they're just begging for their chartreuse hydrangea friend to grow up and be their beautiful companion plant. The garden is always a work in progress. I am curious how your Eclipse hydrangea is doing, if you have planted an Eclipse hydrangea. I very much still love it. My blooms are not staying that crimson burgundy. They have turned purple, which is still gorgeous. I had a feeling that they wouldn't stay that deep red because the soil here in my Atlanta garden is a bit more acidic. So I would have been shocked if they stayed that pink, burgundy, red color. So I'm not disappointed on that. I do wish that it would grow more upright, but like I said, not sure if that's the dog's fault, my fault, or the hydrangea's fault. As the garden progresses, I will try to spotlight this hydrangea and how it's growing throughout upcoming garden tours. I do try to post a garden walkabout once a month just to update you on what's looking good in the garden, what's blooming, in case you have some holes in your garden or you're curious about how a plant is performing. I don't really clean up for garden walks or videos because otherwise I would never film and I'd just be picking up after myself and the kids. So it's kind of an unfiltered view of what the garden is looking like and how the plants are performing here in the Southeast. Anyways, I've gone on another tangent. I'm going to say thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you for supporting my channel. All the likes, subscribes, comments, they mean the world to me. And I will see you in the next video.